Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into something RC enthusiasts really get into, getting your buggy suspension absolutely dialed in.
Yeah, suspension tuning. It's key.
We're focusing specifically on soft spring options for the high-performance Tamiya 54028 TRF buggy damper set.
A very popular set.
Right. Our mission for you: cut through the noise, basically, give you a clear path to understanding why softer springs are often a game-changer off-road.
And crucially, which specific options Tamiya's own and aftermarket will, really elevate your buggy's handling.
So let's start with the dampers themselves, the 54028s. These aren't just parts, are they?
No, not at all. They're competition-grade hardware straight from Tamiya Racing Factory, or TRF.
And what makes them TRF level?
Well, it's the design. They're aeration type, which helps prevent air mixing with the oil for really consistent damping.
Oh, okay.
Plus, they have this hard black coating, makes them durable, low friction. And the piston rods are titanium coated, super smooth.
Premium stuff. And these fit quite a few Tamiya buggies, right? It's not just one specific model.
Exactly. That's a huge plus. Think DB01, DF02, TRF201, TT02B, loads of them.
So it kind of creates this tuning ecosystem.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. What you learn tuning one chassis often helps with others using these dampers. It's a flexible upgrade path.
Okay, so we've got these excellent dampers. Now, springs. Let's talk soft springs. First, what's spring rate?
Simply put, it's the force needed to compress a spring. Lower rate means, well, a softer spring. Easy enough.
And why are soft springs generally better for off-road, like on loose dirt or bumpy tracks?
It's mostly about grip, mechanical grip. Softer springs allow for more controlled chassis roll.
Controlled roll. How does that help?
It helps keep the tires in contact with the ground, even when it's really uneven. Consistent contact equals more grip.
Right. Makes sense.
And they're much better at absorbing bumps, leads to a more stable, predictable ride. They, soak up energy from jump landings, too.
Less bouncing around after a jump.
Exactly. Now, there are trade-offs. Go too soft on a high-grip track, and the handling might feel a bit lazy.
Mushy, maybe.
Yeah, sort of. And you risk bottoming out the suspension if your damping isn't set right. But for most off-road situations, the benefits usually outweigh the drawbacks.
Okay, so softer is often better off-road. What are the official Tamiya soft spring options people should look for?
Good question. A solid general choice is the Tamiya 53927 DF03 setting spring set. The soft ones in that set are black, very versatile front and rear.
Okay, the DF03 set. What about the more specific TRF springs?
Right. For the TRF series dampers, the TRF 201 front spring set, that's part number 54221, has a soft option marked brown.
Brown for soft front. Got it.
And for the rear, the TRF 501X rear spring set, 53975. That includes a good soft option, too.
But there's a catch with Tamiya colors, isn't there?
Huge catch. You absolutely have to remember this. Tamiya's color coding for stiffness is not standardized across different spring sets.
So relying just on color is risky.
Very risky. Always check the specific part numbers to be sure what stiffness you're actually getting.
Crucial tip. And speaking of things to watch out for incompatibility.
Yes, definitely. Those big bore springs like the Tamiya 54508, they won't fit. Their diameter is too large, 16.5 millimeters.
Okay, no big bore springs. Anything else?
Also, the TRF damper large diameter spring, 42293, that's a no-go too. It's way too short and actually quite stiff for this kind of buggy application.
Right, so stick to the right part numbers and diameters. What about going beyond Tamiya? Aftermarket.
This is where it gets really interesting. The 5428 damper body diameter is actually consistent with many 12mm big bore shocks from other brands. Think Team Associated, AE, or Team Lucy Racing, TLR.
Ah, so springs made for AE or TLR shocks might fit the Tamiya 5428s.
Often, yes. And the big advantage here is that aftermarket brands usually offer springs in much finer late increments, like AE might offer steps of 0.10 pound.
Wow, that allows for really precise tuning.
Exactly. Super fine control. For example, from AE, the ASC 6481 spring, which is black, is very soft for the rear at 1.74 pound.
Okay.
And for the front, maybe the ASC 91325, that's brown, 2.85 pound in. A good soft front option.
And TLR. You mentioned them too.
Yeah, TLR has their low-frequency spring lines. It's a different design philosophy.
Low frequency, what does that mean?
They're designed for more linear compression and less aggressive rebound. The idea is it helps keep the tires glued to the track even more, increasing overall grip, kind of settles the car faster.
More linear, less rebound.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's put this together. Can we give some specific recommendations for popular chassis, say the DB01?
Sure. For a 4WD like the DV01, you could use the Tamiya TRF soft springs we mentioned, 54221 front, 53975 rear, or for maybe maximum mechanical grip, try aftermarket AE springs, like
Yeah.
the ASC 91325 front and maybe the ASC 91335 rear.
Okay, what about the DSO3, another 4WD?
For the DSO3, that Tamiya 53927 DF03 setting spring set with the soft black springs is a great starting point, front and rear.
Simple enough.
Or you could mix it up, maybe a Tamiya soft front and pair it with a TLR low frequency rear spring, like their gray one, 1.96 pound. That's TLR part 233013. Could give great rear stability.
Right, mixing brands for specific handling.
Right.
And for 2WD, like the TRF 201 or Dienzo 1.
Similar logic. The Tamiya TRF soft combo works well, 54221 front, 53975 rear. Or for ultimate fine tuning, go full aftermarket TLR low frequency, maybe the TLR 2330 Taiwan front and TLR 233013 rear set.
Lots of options there. Yeah, the Tamiya Frog, that's a special case, right? Very light, older design.
Oh yeah, the Frog's a unique challenge. Its ORV chassis is light and standard buggy springs are just way too stiff.
Though it works.
Okay, for a stock Frog, only the long rear 540828 damples really fit properly, and for springs you need something much softer. The Tamiya 54666 CC01 barrel spring set, specifically the soft ones in that set, they work well on the rear.
CC1 barrel springs.
Yes.
Interesting. And if someone's modified their Frog, say added a front shock tower.
Good point. If you've modified it to accept the short front 54028 dampers, then for the front, you need something short and soft. The Tamiya 42168 TRF damper spring, the super soft one at 1.94 N-millimeter. It's actually a touring car spring, but it works.
A touring car spring on the front of a Frog.
Yep. And you'd still use that 54666 CC01 barrel spring soft option on the rear. It just shows how you sometimes need specialized creative choices for unique calls like the Frog.
Absolutely fascinating. Okay, to wrap this deep dive up, what's the big takeaway for everyone listening?
I think it's that informed spring selection is just incredibly powerful. It can totally transform how your RC car handles. It's really about precise knowledge, getting the right parts, not just guessing.
Knowledge is power in tuning.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought. Just like finding that perfectly tuned spring can unlock hidden potential in an RC buggy, where in your own world, maybe your work or a hobby, could a deep dive into a seemingly small adjustment unlock a dramatically smoother or maybe more responsive outcome?
That's a brilliant thought to end on. Thanks for diving deep with us today.